Welcome back to the Friendsim. We just got through Volume 2 with Surava and Arisa. So now it is time for Volume 3 of Ladies Grey and Lushai White. We got two troll ladies. Hopefully they are murderous. I love me the murderous ones. I don't know why, it is what it is. Putting one foot in front of the other, you continue on through this strange alien world. Just when you think stuff is beginning to make sense, it all slips through your fingers and becomes even stranger and more alien. There does, however, seem to be one thing that remains constant throughout all planets and walks of life. That thing is friendship. You are on the prowl for more. It would have perhaps been wise to stay with one of your wonderful new friends until you are fully healed. But as Martha Stewart said, visitors, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. You're almost positive Martha Stewart said that. I'm not sure who actually said that, but it is a real quote that I've heard before. Anyway. Nevertheless, you soldier on in your endless quest for companionship. Martha Stewart? Not quite a valid troll name. I had to stop myself there from saying that. Anyway. Nevertheless, you soldier on your endless quest for companionship. Where will your travels take you next? So let's see here. We've got Applejack and a brony. I didn't even look at that name before I made the Applejack joke. Okay, so but for real though, their names are Skylla and Bronia. So yeah, I think we'll start with. We're gonna start with that. I'm only gonna call them Applejack now. I'm sorry. Your name's Applejack. There's nothing I can do about it. All right. So yeah, we're gonna start with Applejack and then move on to the Brony. Bronia Yurisama. Her name is Sama at the end. She's a weeaboo. Sure. Possibly. Anyway. Skylla, Applejack. It's your turn. As dawn approaches, you find yourself heading out of the big city and into the rustic outskirts. I'm going to turn the volume up on that sound. Man, the sun sure is bright on this planet. It's rising over the crests of the distant hills. A huge, fiery ball. The later it gets, the bigger and bigger it grows. Way bigger than you've ever seen the sun on Earth. What's that smell? Could it be your flesh beginning to sizzle? Fantastic! You love the country. No wonder the nightlife seems so active on Alternia. They are all nocturnal to avoid the brutal daily roasting. You reach into your pocket for your cool new shades, but you appear to have left them at your friend's house. Fuck. You gotta get yourself together. The recent physical trauma and extensive blood loss has left you a bit fuzzy. You weren't built for this wilderness survival shit. You're starting to wish you just stolen a fucking Lamborghini and something instead of a spaceship. So how did we end up on this planet? That's an interesting question. This seriously isn't looking good. The city is too far away for you to turn back now, so you have no choice but to keep walking. Maybe you can find a cave or a hole in the ground. Maybe you can just cover yourself up with grass. You wish that someone had mentioned the Death Sun in between offering you alien meat products and calling you their muse. Off to your left in the distance, you catch sight of what might be the shimmer of sunlight on glass. A window? A solar panel? You could seriously clean up with renewable energy on this planet. Should you change your trajectory and go towards the shimmer? It might just be a mirage. My instinct says forget it, it's just going to cause me to die out in the grass, and I will be severely disappointed if that does not happen. Yep. Honestly, you could probably see this one coming. Game over. That was quick. As bad ideas go, that's definitely near the top. Well, that was great. Loading. Towards the shimmer. What else are we gonna do, right? You turn your aching, stinging meat sack towards the distant, promising sparkle of safety and succor. You focus on just staying upright, one step at a time. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. 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 God, this sun, though. You need SPF 5 million for this nonsense. But then, almost like it has picked itself up to come sculling to meet you, you suddenly find yourself in front of a long, low structure. You let out a yelp of anguish pounding on the door. At least, you hope it's the door. What in the world? What in the world? The door opens and you fall inside with one of the most pathetic whimpers of your career. Blissed darkness closes in on you. From right beside you comes a snuffling yip, like some joker is making fun of your dire situation. Something warm and wet glides up your stinging cheek. Oh, is that the big dog? There's a... Here. Yeah, in the back... H does not make the thing disappear anymore. That's weird. Yeah, but you can see a picture of Applejack's big dog in the living room back there. Hold on, lady. You get to hear my horrible, horrible cowboy accent. Hold on, lady. Give him some room. A pair of hands helps you sit up gently. Your eyes haven't adjusted enough to make out more than a couple shapes. One upright and one lower to the ground. What were y'all doing out there? Can you stand? Strong arms pull you to your feet. You wonder if someone on this planet is strong, or if you are just if everyone on this planet is strong, or if you are just extremely flimsy. They guide you to a chair at the end of the long table. Stuttering, you begin to explain yourself, that you are an injured, exhausted traveler who is ravenous for pals. Well, bless your heart. But hold on a tick. Dinner's about to burn. Now that your rescuer mentions it, you do smell something. It smells amazing. Fun fact, this route originally used real images instead of drawn backgrounds. So did they like forget to upload the art assets before they put it on Steam or something? Strange. I wonder how does that even happen? Like did they just take random background pictures as placeholders and then forget to change them? Weird. Anyway, now your rescue it smells amazing. Funny how I should just blunder in here like that. I was just saying, wasn't I, lady? It's been so long since we had any sort of guests who weren't Imperial drones or out to rob us. You rub at your watering, slowly clearing eyes, and when you look back up at your rescuer, getting tongue-tied tonight. Your rescuer finally comes into focus. She is tall. Taller than anyone else you've met here, you think? Also, maybe a little older? Not that you're an expert in troll physiology. She just has an air of knowledgeable competence. She's wearing a fringed jacket and holding up a plate. There you go. Your oculars feeling any better? By the by, my name's Skylla. Pleasure to meet you. And this here's the lady. She looks down, and at first you think she means the table, but then you look under the table at the giant monster dog looking up at you. You jolt so hard you almost fly backwards out of your goddamn chair. I love how the picture just cuts off at the bottom. Whoa there! No need for theatrics. Looks a little like one of those lassie dogs with the pointed noses, except enormous and pure white. Its barks practically shake the whole house. Hey there, lady. No need to be rude. They clearly had one hell of a time and they don't look dangerous. just really peculiar. Besides, if they try anything, you and me can take them. Scylla puts her hands on her hips, staring you down with thunderous yellow eyes. Right? No funny business, you hear? You swallow and nod, trying to look unthreatening and obliged. Ready for anything. For instance, friendship. You are so ready for that. Scylla sits down the plate she's holding. Here, have a grub cake. There's plenty. That sounds gross as hell, but you're saying but what's sitting on the plate looks and smells exactly like a normal pancake. Golden brown and crispy at the edges. Now I want pancakes. There's boiled tree blood too, if you like. That is a great name for maple syrup. Boiled tree blood. Because that really is what it is. They just like, you just take tree sap and you boil it. Boil it until you get maple syrup. Also churned dairy product? She puts down a cherif of syrup and a dish of butter. Man, everything here has really weird names. Scylla pours out a cup of some very familiar smelling liquid. Brown bean juice, yes. Brown bean juice, you guess. Scylla raises an eyebrow. No. That's just coffee. Boiled tree blood is the new name for maple syrup forever. Yes, I take it. I'll take it. That's just coffee. She sits down next to you. You're lucky you were only out in the light at dawn. Nobody wants to be out in direct Alternian sunlight besides Jade Bloods. Oh, and our next stop is with a Jade Blood. How convenient. And no offense, but you certainly ain't got any Jade Blood that I've ever... Ain't any Jade Blood I've ever... Bleh. And no offense, but you certainly ain't any Jade Blood that I've ever seen. First I thought you were some sort of mutated Lucius, because you don't have any horns and you were grunting and yipping up a storm back there. But you're an alien, right? Don't worry. I won't call the drones. I'd best get used to being around aliens anyway. Seeing as how I'm going to be seeing a whole mess of y'all come next sweep. She laughs nervously. You aren't sure what she's talking about. Do you even need to specify that anymore? It's just natural law at this point. Gravity, the conservation of mass, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Lady, would you mind drawing a bath for our guest? No offense, but you smell like you could use one. Can't argue with that. You offer her a cautious smile. God, you seem so nice and caring, but you've been burned before, and cut, and generally kicked by fate. It's a tough world out there, but you want to trust Scylla. Lady takes a bucket in her muzzle and runs out into the yard, getting up on her hind legs and batting at the door latch to open it. It's adorable. Sounds adorable. The sun is high enough now that the whole landscape outside is washed in white. Oh god, the dog! Ah, it's sweet of you to worry. Lucy are fine going outside for a little while in the daylight. Their coats reflect light, or something to that effect. I don't really know how it works. I ain't exactly known for my scientific acumen. Tell her that she seems pretty smart from where you're standing. As cynical as you are becoming, you just can't help trying to be her friend. She's so nice and, wow, really pretty. She is nice. I like her. I like Applejack. She's always been one of my favorite ponies. Not that that's a requirement for friendship. Bet your retinas would have to be way more scalded than that for you to not notice. That's nice of you to say. Bet it wouldn't even really matter if I was a bona fide genius. Someone in my caste could never hope to rise up the ranks. Oh. Fucking trolls, man. Society sucks. Best I can hope for is hauling crates in some cargo vessel. Ranks? Cargo vessel? You swallow your bite of grub cake, ready to ask her if she's thinking about joining the military. But just then, a swell of noise erupts from outside the house. Shouts, crashes, and ladies' frantic barking. Scylla gasps and launches herself out of her chair, knocking over the syrup. It oozes across the tabletop in a sticky wave. Oh no! Not now! What the hell's going on? Oh no. Bandits! Goddamn Lucius thieves! You don't get the chance to ask anything else before Skylla careens towards the door, throwing up an arm as blazing white light pours in. Oh god, she's going to go outside and burn up. She isn't thinking straight. You've got to do something. I want to help her. This is a tough one. This is actually a tough one. I don't want to let the dog die. I think the dog has to die. It's crap. So I gotta help her. I gotta help her. It's what I gotta do. What the hell? You've already experienced the Alternian sun. It sucks a whole lot. Maybe now it will suck less because of how bad it sucked then. Just a sliding scale of suckage. Scylla plunges out into the sunlight in the direction of the commotion. Like a big dumb asshole, you barrel out into the blazing hellscape after her. Surprise! It still sucks. You've had sunburns before, but this is ridiculous. This is a fucking monster of a... There's this fucking monster of a gas giant pointing and laughing at this tiny speck of humanity you represent, trembling before the void. It's a pure assault on all your senses. The light is almost as bad as the heat. Ugh, excuse me. And you put up your arms to block the glare, following the dust Scylla kicks up behind her. You doubt your eyes would actually ever adjust to this fuckery, but you can see a little better than before. There are about a dozen of them, all of them trolls, all wearing dark padded outfits that cover their faces. They look halfway between hazmat suits and swap uniforms. All of them have big, fake-looking guns that probably aren't fake. In fact, one of them shoots a laser at your face, you duck and it leaves a burning heat trail across your cheek. But as all of you is currently burning, it doesn't really break your stride. Scylla throws herself into the fray, laying out a war cry accompanied by the sound of a fist hitting flesh. It's 12 against 2, which, if you remember your fraction correct, is not unlike 6 against 1. But these guys are had probably not been expecting a frontal assault, and they had definitely not been expecting a Scylla, who is frankly fucking terrifying. She shoves 3 trolls down like dominoes, grabbing up a discarded gun and shooting all 3 while they're on the ground. Wow. This girl means business. You've never been in a fight before? A fucking all-out brawl? It's scary, but now that you're in the thick of it, it's kind of awesome. Sure, your skin is burning and you could be killed at any moment, but that's just how it goes on this planet. You're not wrong. This planet sucks. You just gotta get into the swing of things, take no prisoners, kill or be killed. Hell yeah. You pop one of the bandit trolls in the face. Fuck, this probably hurt your fist more than it hurt the troll. But it does throw them off balance for long enough for Scylla to smash the butt of her gun into the side of their head. Nice. Yeehaw! Hell yeah! She gives you a wild grin. The two of you are beaming at each other while a hostile alien sun starts to boil away the liquid from your eyeballs, and a bunch of bandits try to dognap a giant monster. You love this girl. I do love this girl. This is awesome. In a friendship way. But still, you love her. You make an awesome team. That expression is great. Another troll comes up behind Scylla, and she smashes an elbow into their throat, grabbing them by the front of their uniform and suplexing them into the dusty ground. Nice. She wails on them with her bare hands. God. She's really hot. Yes. MSPA Raider knows where it's at. I love me a girl who can break me in half. Get lady! Oh, right. You stumble over to where the Lucius is thrashing against the big black net. You don't have any way to cut her free, but she's already doing great on her own, biting through the fibers with her big, sharp teeth. You hold the net still for her to finish the job, and then pull it off of her so she can join the fray. It's over fast after that. How did they even get Lady into the net in the first place? She's so giant and quick, grabbing trolls in her jaws and shaking them like chew toys. The remaining 5 who are still standing jump into their weird little doom buggies and make tracks. Emphasis on the bug. They look like sculling little beetles. Scylla chases after them for a few hundred yards, throwing the gun after them and shouting obscenities. And stay away, you hear? Tell the rest of them why you don't ever fuck with a Rusty's ranch. She stands silhouetted against the blazing sun, the dust trails vanishing into the distance. You are awash in heady victory, giggling like a lunatic before the adrenaline kind of drains out of you all at once. You are violently reminded that you are fucked up of your fucked up ribs and recent blood loss. The Elturnian sun beats down, and your arms are already covered in raising patches of red skin. This is a sunburn turned up to 11. Whoa there, are you okay? Scylla is swaying too. A spray of olive green blood covers her face. At least the rainbow blood on this planet means you can be sure it isn't hers. But she still looks rough, kind of how you feel. Lady, come here, girl. Wow, you're gonna sit down? Maybe take a little break. The pale landscape swoops, going ever paler. No, you can't rest here. You'll die, dumbass. I'm not letting anything happen to my new best friend. Get up! New best friend. Holy shit, that makes you so happy. You absolutely can't die here. Not when you've just made an amazing friend. She is amazing. I love her. This is fantastic. Somehow the two of you manage to drag each other across the yard and towards the house. Hive. You're gonna get this lingo down if it kills you. Whenever you feel yourself about to fall forward, you lean on Skylla. Whenever you start to fall back, Lady is there to brace yourself against the back of your knees. She's such a good Lucius. Good girl, best dog. Good dog, best friend. You wonder if she'll be your friend too. Her muzzle is dripping with the soup of multicolored alien blood. When you get back into the darkness of the hive, you can't see shit. Dang, your species really ain't suited to this kind of environment, huh? Oh, she's slowly coming into focus. That's cool. Y'all can't even see in the dark. In demonstration, you walk right into the table. You've about had it with tables. You're sworn enemies at this point. Please don't knock down my nutrition platform. I built it myself. She sounds exhausted but giddy. Dang, you really did that thing, didn't you? You kind of want to go for the hug, but that sunburn is really something. It feels like tiny needles piecing your arms and cheeks. The back of your neck is a colony of fire ants. Jesus. Oh yeah. Feels real bad, don't it? Come here, there's only one cure for sun rash. Scylla takes your hand. Gosh, this is next level friendship stuff. She leads you through her hive, and who knows if you're ever going to get all of your vision back? Maybe you're just blind for life. You have to get a cane and a whimsical aesthetic and learn to navigate the world by smell alone. Nah, that'd be stupid. Here we go. My coop ain't huge, but you're kind of scrawny. What are you waiting for? Take your clothes off. Man, the sun must have fucked with more than just your eyes, because you could have sworn Skylla just told you to take your clothes off. You are seriously not getting into my respicoon in those filthy rags. I'm not even sure what those clothes were supposed to be originally. Yeah, you aren't so sure about your look either. Another new friend of yours told you it was rad, but you were both a little high at the time. You might be a little high right now. You wonder if sunstroke causes auditory hallucinations. Also, you don't know what a respicoon is? Hmm? Really? Then what the heck do you sleep in on your planet? You hear a rustling, followed by the sound of clothes hitting the floor, and then a weird gloop gloop like someone getting into the bathtub, only thicker. If Trey don't have a super, well, I don't really know what would happen, but I reckon it wouldn't be great. It can speed the healing process for burns in small wounds. I'm not sure what it's going to do to your weird alien anatomy, but I don't see as how it's going to make it any worse. You tell Skylla that in your experience things can always get worse, especially from her perspective right now, since she's about to see you naked. Nothing like a little self-deprecating humor as an A+ cover for crippling insecurity. Skylla laughs. Come on now. I'm sure you're a perfectly healthy example of your species. Just get in already. I promise this isn't any sort of pale solicitation. Or flushed, for that matter. I know it's awkward, but I only got one coup. Yeah, okay, yeah. You can totally do this. You can make this not weird. Of course you trip taking off your goddamn pants, and Skylla starts laughing all over again. Not in a mean way, more in a chill, please join me in my slime bathtub, old chum way. In a non-awkward way. In a friend way. Victory. This is the most adorable end screen yet. Aw. This is seriously adorable. Just two friends sitting in a hot tub, not 5 feet apart because there isn't enough room, and also because they are perfectly comfortable with their respective sexualities. That was great. I love it. Again with the good ending first. I know I had to help the dog. I could tell that the other ending was probably going to be the bad ending, but like I had to help the dog. You know, there was no way to avoid it. It was instinctive. All right, so let's see how this can go badly. Probably going to watch a dog die, or a Lucius. Yeah, I wasn't even trying for the bad one. It was just, I need to save the dog. I need to save the dog, Lucius. Alright, let's see how this can go wrong. You made a moral choice. Alright, let's stop her and see how this goes badly. She probably just... My guess for how this is going to go is she's just going to, like, punch you in the face. Because, like, there's no way you're strong enough to actually stop her. And then she's going to go out and get killed. Which is going to suck. Scylla is bigger than you, and she has the strength of both desperation and a superior genome, so you don't feel great about your chances. But you have to try. Scylla is too upset to be careful. You have to stop her from hurting herself. You stumbled up into her house all gross and pathetic and alien, and she didn't turn you away. She gave you pancakes, for Christ's sake. Grab cakes. Whatever. And it isn't just the sun. From the number of voices, there's got to be 20 people out there. She doesn't stand a chance. You run up behind her and hook your arms under hers, hauling her back by the armpits. She struggles, jabbing her elbow into your aching ribs. Let me go! You don't understand. They'll take her. Lady! You hold grimly on, going limp and using gravity and your own dead weight to pull her down to the floor. Through wheezing breaths, you tell her she can't go out there. Didn't she just tell you that you'd never have survived if it had been later than dawn? You probably aren't making much sense, but you keep up a stream of worthless bullshit until something catches. Would your Lucius really want this for you, Scylla? Would Lady really want you to sacrifice yourself for her? Scylla goes rigid, and then all the fight just drains out of her like blood down a drain. She sags back into your arms. Well... Jesus Christ, this is depressing. The two of you watch Lady thrashing a huge black net as several of the figures haul her away. The sun is too bright to see them clearly, but they appear to be herding more white creatures out of a padlock and into a collection of vehicles. The herd. She says it so quietly you feel it more than hear it. You continue to watch as Lady is packed into one of the vehicles and they drive away, kicking up clouds of dust that glimmer in the brutal sun. You can let me go now. I'm not going to throw myself into daylight like a romance novel heroine. You realize just how tight you're holding onto her and loosen your arms, pulling away and sitting up. Skylla's cheeks are wet with tears, but she quickly shakes her hair into her face to hide it. Makes her heart hurt. Fortunately, this is all non-canon. This is very, very non-canon. You want to tell her that everything is going to be okay, but you make it a point not to lie to your friends. You have absolutely no idea how it's going to be. Before you can say anything at all, she gets up and disappears through a door and further into the house. Give her some space. You decide to mind your own business. Well, you do try the door, but it's locked. Best to keep occupied and do what you can for her. First, you shut the door to keep that sweltering heat and blinding sun out. Then you tidy up the kitchen a little. Everything here is oddly textured and colored. The shape's unusually organic. Some of it is worryingly scuttly and alive. You do your best. You mop up the syrup and straighten the chairs. You're just trying to figure out how to get the sink to spit out some water into the dirty dishes when Scylla comes back out. Her eyes are dry and her hair is combed back out of her face. Don't you worry about that. You're gonna break something. She plays with one of her beaded bracelets with nervous little fidgets of her fingers. Could never have taken those fellas by myself. Especially not in broad daylight. I want to thank you for stepping in and stopping me. I was overwrought. You nod, accepting her thanks. She doesn't seem overwrought anymore, just numb. Wow, this is actually a legitimately terrible situation. Not even in a dumb, zany way like all the other horseshit that's happened to you recently. I wonder who those guys even were. Lucius thieves. They've come back, but always at night, and never in such large numbers. They've come before, but always at night, and never in such large numbers. So Leigh and I could always take them. Never expected anything like this. For them to come out in force like this in the middle of the day? She sits down at the table, putting her elbow in the patch of syrup you missed. You offer her the dishcloth and notice several little discolored patches on her arm. It looks like she got burned just from having her arm out the door for like a minute and a half. You're really glad you didn't let her go out there? Shut up. You've endured a lot of heinous shit in your short span on this planet. Injuries and lots of added insults to those injuries. But the time you spent with Skylla waiting for the sun to go down is some of the worst and the most hopeless. You don't know what to say to help her. You aren't actually her friend. You aren't even the same species. The Troll-Lucius relationship is a little confusing, but they seem to be some combination of caretaker and pet. More symbiotic than parent and child. Finally, it gets late enough to venture outside, and you follow Skylla over to the empty paddock. There's nothing out there but a broken fence and trampled ground. Lots of kids lose their Luci. It's just a part of life. I would have been heading into the ordeals next sweep anyway. I would never have seen her again. But at least I would have gotten the chance to say goodbye, you know? It's kind of a bummer how resigned everyone on this planet seems to terrible things happening. Then again, you guess that's sort of true on your planet too. Existence, just a goddamn mess. Something is depressing? It's no kidding, Jesus Christ. You try to give her the most understanding look you can, just a really good and supportive friend face. You're killing it. But Skylla isn't paying attention to your glowing facade. She reaches into her jacket and pulling out her phone. Ah, what the hell. My palm husk is blowing up. Oh god. Skylla drops her phone in dirt and claps a hand over her mouth. Her eyes sparkle with tears. You pick it up. It's kind of squishy and squirms in your hand a little, which you don't love. You also don't love what's on the screen. It's a troll in a mask holding a gun on Lady, who's still in that net, baring her teeth. The gun looks fake, kind of like a Nerf gun. You bet it's not a Nerf gun. The photo is accompanied by more of that spiky text you can't read. Hey, how can you understand the alternate spoken language but not the written? You decide not to think about it too hard, waste of time. They sent a ransom demand. They say if I can't pay, they'll sell her. Troll-Luci are valued for their strength all over the galaxy. The heiress knows about the black market, but she doesn't do anything about it. She just takes a cut. You ask her how much the ransom demand is for, as if you have a penny to your name. She tells you a number that sounds stupidly large, even without knowing the exchange rate to Earth money. They're just mocking me. They know a Bronzebeard can't afford this. They just want to force me to fail her one more time. Jesus Christ. Fuck, man. Seriously, like the other bad endings have been zany at least, but this is just fucked up. Jesus Christ. Her voice breaks on a sob. You reach over and put your hand on her arm. She looks at you with big, watery eyes, and you brace for her to fall into your arms, sobbing. You're actually kind of hoping for it. Shut up, you asshole. Not that you're the type to want to profit off of another's pain, but you're pretty sure that offering comfort at a time of crisis is a first-class ticket to Friendville. Instead, Skylla gives you a hard shove backwards. You take 2 stumbling steps and fall on your ass. Something squishes underneath you, a cowpat or something alive. You aren't sure which is alive, honestly. Sorry. I didn't actually push you that hard. Your species just seems pretty flimsy. I don't want sympathy right now. Especially not from you. She stands framed between the 2 moons, some trick of perspective making her look just as distant, and just as sad. Not that moons are inherently sad. Whatever, that's not the issue right now. Had Skylla been lying to you before when she said she doesn't blame you? She even thanked you for stopping her from killing herself. No, I don't blame you. I just can't stand the sight of you. Looking at you reminds me of losing Lady, and I don't think that'll ever change. Sorry. I really was hoping we could be friends. It's been a really long time since I had anybody out here that goes on 2 legs instead of 4. I just don't think it's gonna work out. If you start walking now, you can probably make it to the city before sunrise. Or there's a Jaybird colony nearby if you want to inflict your personal brand of assistance on them. Fuck me. Bye. You leave with your proverbial tail between your legs, and the last glimpse you get of Skylla as she's standing next to the empty paddock, staring at the ground. You fucking game over. Yeah, just straight up game over. Jesus Christ. You know, we're not ending the screen on this. We're not ending the video on this section. MSPA really fucked up this ending. Yep. Oh shit. I scrolled too fast. This game wasn't supposed to matter. And then he broke my heart. I know, right? This game wasn't supposed to matter. You know, you say that. This is something I've been thinking about with the Friendsims, because here, hang on, let me get to the cutscene. Okay, so yes, good idea. So this is something I've been thinking about with the Friendsims, because I kind of wonder if they're more important than they seem right now, because like I'm just thinking back to like, imagine if when the very first Homestuck intermission had happened with the Midnight Crew and the Felt Mansion, like imagine if somebody had told you then that Lord English and Jack Noir would be 2 of the biggest, most important villains in the story. Because like remember, that was the intermission was the first time we heard Lord English's name. You know, in that goofy intermission that didn't seem to have anything to do with anything. And so I kind of wonder if we are in that exact same position with the Friendsims. Like maybe these Friendsims are actually just important character introductions for some project that's going to happen later. Maybe the rest of Hiveswap, maybe something beyond Hiveswap. I don't know. But, like, I do wonder if these characters have, you know, a larger destiny than a weird little spin-off game to keep What Pumpkin Studios working. Especially because, like, they really do seem to have... These characters really do seem to have more in store for them. Like, just, like, the biggest example right now is the fact that our data has her sign concealed. So, like, we have, like... There's like an actual mystery to that character, you know, that will be solved one day. You know, how is that going to be resolved? You know, things like that. So yeah, I don't know. So it's like I think that there's more to this Friendsim than just a cute little diversion. Anyway, before we sign off, what is Applejack's sign? Somebody send that to me in chat, if you would. Her sign is Taurist. Taoist. Whoop. Oh, she's a time hero. Nice. Sign of the Prosperous. She is associated with Prospect and Time. Alright, so that's that. So that's her sign. And so, so this is how we're going to end this particular video. We have one more troll to get to, the Brony, the Jade Blood. And then that will be it for tonight. We're going to pause the video here, and I will see you in a moment. Okay. Bye-bye.